You imagine your child leaves school one afternoon, just like they've done 100 times before. Tee them to walk to the front door, drop their backpack, and tell you about their day. But instead, they never come home. And years later, when the grief is hardened into silence, a single object resurfaces, something innocent, almost childish, and yet it reopens the darkest questions you ever thought you buried. Please comment where you are watching us from, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notification. This is the story of 9-year-old Lily Harper, who vanished one cool autumn afternoon, and the old doll that appeared decades later in a forgotten box. It was October 12, 1999, a Tuesday in the quiet town of Ridgewood, Maine. Lily Harper was just 9 years old. She was small, soft-spoken, and shy, but carried a bright imagination. She loved sketching in her notebooks, braiding her doll's hair, and reading by flashlight long after her parents thought she'd gone to bed. Her mother, Lily Harper, described Lily as the kind of child who made you slow down and notice the world. Her father, Mark, remembered her as a curious, thoughtful someone who always asked why. That morning was ordinary. Elaine made Lily's favorite breakfast toast with honey and warm milk. Lily kissed her father goodbye before he left for work at the small hardware store downtown. She slung her faded pink backpack over her shoulders, holding tightly to her ragged clock doll, Marnie, a toy she carried since she was 4. It was a routine morning. Nothing about it suggested the nightmare to come. Lily was last seen leaving Ridgewood Elementary School around 3:15 p.m. A classmate said she walked toward the side path that cut behind the churchyard, her usual shortcut home. It should have taken her no more than 10 minutes, but she never arrived. By 3:45, Elaine began pacing the living room. By 4:30, she called neighbors. By 5 o'clock, she called the police. The Harper family's nightmare had begun. Ridgewood police responded quickly, but this was a small town with limited resources. Volunteers gathered in the church parking lot. They combed through woods, drainage ditches, and empty barns. Helicopters circled overhead, their spotlights cutting to the falling dusk. Dogs were brought in. One of them reportedly picked up Lily's scent near the end of the church path, but then it faded. Detectives canvassed door to door. Nobody had seen her. Nobody admitted to hearing anything unusual. Her doll, Marnie, was missing too. For weeks, Ridgewood transformed into a town on edge. Parents clutched their children tighter. Doors that had once stayed unlocked at night were bolted shut. Elaine and Mark made tearful appeals on local television. They showed photos of Lily, her gap-toothed smile framed by a pageboy haircut. "If anyone is our daughter," Mark begged, "please let her come home." Tips flooded in. A white van spotted near the school. A man seen loitering by the church fence. Even rumors that Lily had been taken by someone she knew. But every lead unraveled. By winter, the search thinned. Posters peeled from telephone poles. And by spring, the Harpers were left with nothing but silence. Time moved cruelly forward. The Harpers divorced in 2003, unable to shoulder the weight together. Elaine moved to Portland. Mark stayed in Ridgewood, living alone in a house where Lily's bedroom sat untouched. Every year on October 12th, Elaine lit a candle. Mark sat on the front porch, staring down the path that Lily never came home from. The case went cold, and Lily Harper became another missing child, her name fading into the long list of tragedies without closure. It was almost 20 years later. In 2018, a contractor named Evan Dwyer was hired to clear out an abandoned house just outside Ridgewood. The property had been left empty for over a decade, filled with broken furniture, water damage, and boxes of forgotten belongings. While clearing the upstairs closet, Evan found a battered cardboard box taped shut. Inside, beneath old newspapers and cracked toys, he uncovered something strange. A cloth doll, faded, ragged, with a name sewn into the hem of its dress. Marnie. Evan turned it in to the police, not thinking much of it. But when detectives checked their records, they froze. That doll had been missing since 1999. It belonged to Lily Harper. The house where it was found? It once belonged to a man named Richard Bell, a former school custodian, who had quietly left Ridgewood in the early 2000s. Bell had passed away in 2010, his body cremated, his estate forgotten. But why did he have Lily's doll? And what did that mean about the day she disappeared? For the Harpers, the news shattered what little peace they had. Elaine said she felt like the wound had been ripped open all over again. Mark, his voice shaking, asked reporters, "Does this mean she was there? Was she in that house? Or is someone trying to play a cruel trick on us?" Detectives reopened the file. Forensic teams scoured the abandoned home, searching for DNA, fingerprints, anything that could tie Lily to the place. But the house was decayed, its evidence rotted away by time. Still, the doll's presence raised one terrifying possibility. Had Lily been inside those walls all along? In late 2018, just before Christmas, a letter arrived at the Ridgewood police station. It was postmarked from out of state. Inside was a single sheet of paper, typed in block letters. It read, "You found the doll, but you haven't found the truth. Look on the floorboards." And with that, the mystery deepened. To be continued in part 2. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notification. Thanks for watching.